Welcome back to the Karma of It All. This is the 5 Tips Weekly, and I am your host, Miss Complexity. So, check it out. If you guys have been watching or listening to the podcast, you would know that we've been dealing with a lot of abuse unseen and generational curses. So today, what we're going to be doing is getting into 5 ways to know that you are being abused. A lot of people really don't have an inkling of the fact that they are being abused until someone. Real quick story is back when I was younger, I didn't know about abuse. I didn't know that my mom getting black eyes and stuff was not good. I thought if we got our behind beat, then she, gets her behind beat. But it wasn't until I moved into a shelter with my mother that I found out that abuse was not okay. Well, last year, I also found out about my grandmother. And my grandmother, who happens to be my father's mother, she used to beat all of her men when they get to drinking and acting funny. But I also found out that she told him, my father, to beat on my mother. So that's 2 whammies right there. One, the fact that she told him to do it was a generational curse, okay? She did what she thought was right, and so she coerced her son to do the same thing. So that's 1, a generational curse. 2 is the abuse in itself. So, understanding what that is and now knowing that abuse is not okay. And let me let you guys know that abuse is not just specifically physical abuse. So there are different types of abuse. You have emotional abuse, you have mental abuse, you have spiritual abuse, you have physical abuse, financial abuse. I'm telling you, when people find a way to use you as much as they possibly can until you fight back. Period. I don't care what kind of relationship you're in, because you can get abused at work, you can get abused at home, you can get abused in a friend relationship. It just over and over again. Whatever you allow will happen until you put your foot down and stop it. So what we're going to do today is talk about 5 ways to know that you're being abused. Okay? Number 1, if by chance you feel threatened or your mate threatens you, that's a form of abuse. Okay? If you're in a relationship and your mate, I'll beat you, that's a form of abuse. They got some mental issues going on with you. Okay? If your friend says, and I had this happen to me, if your friend says, if you don't come with me, I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to beat your behind. My friend did that. I was a little kid. I mean, like 9, 8 years old, something in that manner. And my friend was like, we're going to go see somebody, and so you got to come with me. We get off the bus, and I'm like, no, I'm going home because it's raining. No, you're not. You're coming with me to Felicia's house. I'm not going because I know I'm going to get sick. If I go and it's raining, I'm not going. So my girl was like, oh, yes, you're coming. And she started to hit on me. Like I wasn't going to fight her back. But anyway, we ended up scruffing in the rain. We never made it to Felicia's house. And then the very next day, afterwards, when somebody else's mom came and broke up the fight and made us go home, we get in the street And of course, the friends around us want us to fight. I heard y'all was fighting, fight again, fight again. Whoever hit my hand, get the first lick, you know. So we ended up doing that. We ended up fighting, and I had to fight her because she came through with a nice, pretty old dress on, and I didn't want to ruin her dress because her mom had made a dress. I'm one of those empaths, you know, care about everybody. But she pushed me to the point. She actually touched me. She actually hit me. She went home carrying her dress. Y'all think I ain't crazy? I am crazy when it comes to you putting your hands on me. Which brings us to number 2. If they continue to put you down, if someone is always telling you how fat you is, you ain't no better than such and such, I wish you that and the other, you know, they talk negatively to you, always putting you down, never lifting you up. You either separate yourself from that person, that job, but never, ever let them bully, like talk bad about you. You have to be strong enough within yourself to know that you are not what they say that you are, especially if it's something that's not uplifting. Okay? You have to be strong enough within yourself to know that you deserve better than somebody telling you that you ain't this, you ain't good enough, you ain't this. You are good enough. You just may not be good enough for them, but you are good enough. So you separate yourself from anybody that's always trying to put you down. That is the form of abuse, especially if it's repeated, like I said. And number 3 is when the person tries to control you, your every move, what you do. Just like the girl trying to tell me that we going to Felicia. People who control you, tell you where you need to go, when you need to do it. You are a free human being. You do not have to be controlled by anybody. Right? There is some sort of mental control that people can do on you. They also do emotional control by pushing your emotional button. Just like I said that I was a caring person, someone would push my button and play on my emotions, basically. That's a form of abuse when you let it go on and on and on and on. Those are the things that narcissists and karmic people do to get their way with people who are caring. Only you are in charge of you. No one else. Number 4, they scare you. Okay. I don't mean little petty stuff like you throw a fake snake around them, you know, around the person and you get startled. No, I mean they scare you. Like, another story. Like, they literally scare you. They come out of character and actually scare you. They might hit a wall or something and it might scare you. Story. Okay, so I had this friend that I was living with. He was a dude, and his girlfriend called, and I didn't know he had a girlfriend. I answered the phone. Come to find out, this was back when we didn't have cell phones and stuff. Coming back, I answered the phone, and she tells me that she's his baby mama. And I didn't know he had no kids. I didn't know he had a baby mama. How I'm supposed to know that? Dude ain't tell me, I don't know. I was basically just taking his calls, and when a female called, I would just basically take the call and tell them that they called. And she was like, you don't know about me? I'm like, no. So he got home, he got the call, and I told him, look, your baby mama called. And he went ballistic. He ended up getting a vacuum cleaner and slinging it all over the house. Scared the shit out of me because I ain't never seen this man do nothing. He only weighed 100 pounds, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of like, whoa. That scared me. That kind of The fact of the matter is, he didn't want people to know that he had a child or a girl that was saying that he was the father of the baby. All that stuff was supposed to be on a hush-hush. But I was his best friend, so I figured I was supposed to know. But hey, it ain't none of my business. Do what you do, bro. Do what you do. Either way, he went out of character. I ain't never seen him go to the point of picking up a vacuum cleaner, and back then these vacuum cleaners were the heavy vacuum cleaners. He picked it up, threw it around the house, broke it too. It was nothing else, okay? It was unusable. So that kind of fear. If somebody tries to scare you in that manner, it's a form of abuse. Because maybe they might have hit the wall. Maybe they might have destroyed the vacuum cleaner. When it's going to be the time that they're going to destroy you. You feel what I'm saying? Last but not least, the number one. They put their hands on you. Anybody put their hands on you, this is your private area domain. If they ain't coming to love up on you, then it's abuse. Get your hands off me. Especially now with COVID and everything. Get your hands off me. Alright? If they want to hit on you, if they want to smack on you, they always playing, pretending like, okay, I don't know if any of you guys know about the TV show Friends. Everybody should know about the TV show Friends, but here it is. Here's a story. One of the episodes, I think Chandler or the other dude, I don't know, had a girlfriend, and she always would punch him. And the girlfriend was Punky Brewster.
Okay, listen, come on. Joey is having a problem. There's a little girl who's beating him up.
Oh, Joey, come here. Look. Honey, I know this must be really, really difficult for you. And I'm sorry, my girl.
Punky Brewster was from the 80s. She was a little girl. She was a tomboy. She was, look it up. Anyway, she would always punch on him, right? Every time she felt that, you know, I don't know, she got excited, she punched on him. Well, Rachel stepped in and she tried to be friends with her, and Rachel ended up getting punched too, and Rachel was punching back. She didn't be hitting on me.
Hey, cute jacket.
Oh, thanks. That's so sweet.
Ow.
Oh, ow. Did Joey tell you to say that? You guys are too much.
Whoa. You know what? I gotta tell you, I think you were the one that is too much.
Oh, Joey has the nicest friends.
Oh, and the nicest girlfriend.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, you're so sweet.
You know what I'm saying? No, that's a form of abuse. But I'm going to say this again. Abuse is only abuse if you let it happen over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? It's going to keep going until you stop it. You have to know that it's abuse. You have to know that you're getting smacked around and you don't like it. I know it's hard to get up and get out, but you have to love yourself enough to just. Most people who abuse people are narcissists, are karmic, are people that don't have no souls. Most people who abuse people. But when they see that you have this little thing that they can click every time, click every time to get their way, then they're going to continue to do that. And if you let them do it once, let them do it twice, let them do it 3 times, that means they feel like they're in there. Until you put your foot down, I don't care if it's at work, I don't care if it's friendship, I don't care if it's a relationship, I don't give a damn if it's your family. Once you put your foot down, they're going to be shocked. Oh my gosh, yes. And more than likely they may either walk away or change who they are. They usually don't change, so you end up having to walk away. So those are 5 things, guys. 5 ways to know that you're being abused. Okay? So, if you haven't been listening to the podcast, you might want to check in. We dealt with a lot of abusive mothers. We've dealt with a lot of personal stories from people who were abused in relationships. And I have this phone number for you guys. If you feel like you're being abused, you can call the police department, but they really going to give it like 2 or 3 chances before anything happens, and you could possibly die before the heck things get right. Some people be needing restraining orders, and they don't even get the restraining orders out good enough or fast enough before the person passed away. Okay? But if you feel like you are being abused, you can dial 800-799-7233. And this is an abuse hotline. They will hear your story. They will do and take drastic measures to help you out in a situation. There's also this group called CASA, and CASA, CASA, is about spousal abuse. If you've been abused by your spouse, they will take you in. I ended up going to CASA twice with my mom, so it wasn't me, because I wasn't with you hit me, I'm out. I'm done with you. You hit me, you gonna leave or I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna let that mess happen again. That's how I was, because I found out that abuse was not right. So, you can go to your local CASA, CASA, look it up online or whatever. Go to a friend that you can trust. I doubt somebody that you truly know. You have to be careful about your friends, because your friends become a quick enemy when they find out that you're trying to get away from this abusive boyfriend. They probably want to have sex with your mate anyway. So they'll end up going and telling your boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever your mate is that you're trying to leave, and then that'll get your tail beat more. You know what I'm saying? So be careful of that. Be careful of who you trust. It's best, I'm going to be honest like this, it's best to tell someone you don't know. Someone outside of your relationship, like friendship or whatever, outside who you don't even know. Because they have no bias in the whole thing, and they're not going to pick sides, and they're going to tell you, okay, I think that's a good idea if you think he's hurting. You feel me? So that's how I feel about abuse unseen. You stopping it will possibly break some sort of generational curse that may have started it. Some people who do abuse, they don't realize that they're doing abuse, like I said, because it's generational. So you have to be the one to put your foot down when you feel you are being mistreated, abused, taken for a fool, run over and over again. All right? So I want to talk to you guys real quick, a quick announcement. 5 Tips Weekly will possibly be coming back a lot later in the summer. But at this time, we're going to be taking a break. I need a vacation and I need to move. So with all that going on, I'm just taking a month off, which will be in June. So y'all probably won't get a video next week. Well, maybe next week might be the last video. But come July, you'll start seeing more. But I have to take a break. I have to get my stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Because we are relocating and I need a vacation in between time, get myself back to normal. And when we come back, we're going to come back strong. You feel me? It's going to be totally a whole different atmosphere, a whole different setting. So I hope y'all rock with me. However, if you are on the podcast or listen to the podcast, you need to know that the podcast is going to keep running. Podcast is not going to shut down for a month. The podcast is going to come through every month, okay? Every week, like it's been doing. But the 5 Tips Weekly will slow down for a month and until I get myself together, all right? So with that being said, as always, y'all know I love y'all. Check it out. Each one, teach one. I love my cards. They came in. I love them, right? Each one, teach one. So this is the card that I give all my interviewers that come onto my show. If I interview you on a show, you get a card, a postcard, and a notebook. Okay, we teach it around here. But as always, this is Miss Complexity, and I am out as always. Deuces.